So hey everyone, so today we'll be performing an experiment called a study of radiation pattern of horn antenna. So to perform this experiment, we need the frequency which is generated by klystron power supply. To measure the frequency which is generated by klystron power supply, so this is the initial setup. We will be in need of a klystron power supply, klystron tube with a mount, isolator, a frequency meter and a detector mount which is connected to the CRO. Fine. To start a klystron power supply, we have a standard procedures to be followed. So before turning on the klystron power supply, make sure that the beam voltage knob which is present here, it should be at its minimum, and the Rippler voltage knob which is present here, it should be at the maximum. So after this, turn on this klystron power supply. So we have a knob which is called as meter select, so which is at the initial position voltage. So we have a switch over here which is HT, so it is at off position, so turn this on, so you will be seeing the beam voltage displayed here. So slightly increase the beam voltage using this knob and make it to nearly 215 or 216. So I have set my beam voltage to 216. So we have a meter select knob here, turn it to current and make sure that the current is less than 20 milliamps. So we have a current of 13 milliamps now. So turn it to Rippler and see that the Rippler is at maximum, that is minus 274 volts. So after all this, see that CRO, we have a stable square wave on the CRO. If we didn't get any stable wave on the CRO, slightly decrease the Rippler voltage, and you will be getting the square wave. You will be getting the stable square wave. So in my case, I don't need any Rippler voltage to be reduced, as I have already got the stable square wave on my CRO. So to find the frequency which is supplied by the klystron power supply, rotate this frequency meter anti-clockwise slowly. So at particular frequency which is generated by the klystron power supply, you will observe a dip in the CRO. So fine, let's rotate this in the anti-clockwise direction slowly and observe a dip on the CRO. Yeah, so we have got a dip on the CRO which is at 9.37 gigahertz, which is our frequency and which is generated by the klystron power supply. So after the initial calculations or initial setup, we found that our frequency is, so that is f is equal to 9.37 gigahertz. So with the help of that, we have to calculate the distance between our transmitter and receiver antenna. So the distance is given by 2a squared divided by lambda. So as we know that lambda is given by c divided by f. So where c stands for speed of light, that is 3 into 10 to the power 8 meters per second, and we got our frequency as 9.37 into 10 to the power 9. So after all the calculations and all the substitutions in the formula, where a is equal to 2.3 centimeters, so we have to calculate a, that is the length of our waveguide. Take a scale, measure the length of the waveguide, that will be 2.3 centimeters. So substitute a is equal to 2.3 centimeters and lambda value in the formula. D is equal to 2 into a square divided by lambda. So after all the calculations, we will be getting D is equal to 3.2 centimeters. 3.3 centimeters. So that D is represented as the distance between my transmitting antenna. So this is my transmitting antenna and this is my receiving antenna. So the distance between those two will be calculated using D. So we have got that as 3.3 centimeters. So take a scale and measure the distance between my transmitting and receiving antenna, and it should be 3.3 centimeters. So exactly it is at 3.3 centimeters. So I have finally set up my horn antenna experiment. So after this, so we have values on this plate and the marking on the above plate as well. So what you do is note down the peak to peak value at 0 degrees. So this is my marking. This should be coinciding with the markings of the below plate. So it is exactly coinciding at 0 degrees. So at 0 degrees, see the value on the oscilloscope and note it down. So what we have to do is we have to rotate our keeping the transmitting antenna constant, rotate our receiving antenna in clockwise direction up to 90 degrees and in anti-clockwise direction up to 90 degrees as well. Fine. In the steps of 5 degrees. So what I'll do is, please note down the value on the oscilloscope at 0 degrees. So what I'll do is, I'll start by rotating my receiving antenna at 5 degrees in the clockwise direction. So after 5 degrees of rotation, please note down the value on the oscilloscope. So keep continuing this experiment until 90 degrees. So after 10 degrees, please note it down. So it's 15 degrees. it's 20 degrees, it's 25, 30, 35 degrees, 40, 45 degrees, 50, 55 degrees, 60, 65 degrees, 70, 75 degrees, 80, 85 degrees, and finally at 90 degrees. So we have noted down our corresponding values at each degree. So bring the receiving antenna at the initial position and make sure the distance between those two antennas is 3.3 centimeter again. So let me check. This is 3.3 centimeter again. So we have done our experiment in clockwise direction. So now please make sure you complete the anti-clockwise direction as well using the same procedure, and note down the values on the oscilloscope corresponding to its degree locations.